Here are the best mods to use when you are playing Hypixel Skyblock. Hello guys, my name is Merc and I have been getting quite a few questions either on my streams or in my videos what mods I use. So I thought I'd just go through all the mods I have and say what I use from that mod, and then basically just try and show you like the general idea of what the mod does, and you guys pick for yourselves if you want to do it, or if you have any ideas for mods I should use, or if you take any of these mods yourself and use them, and we can go from there. So I'm going to chuck a screenshot up right now, and these are all the mods I currently use. So if you don't want to hear me talking about the mods, whatever, you can click off the video, you can just download those mods and play. I'm not going to sit here and waste your time. This is simply just so you guys can understand a bit more. Okay, for those that want to know a little bit more about the mods and specifically what I do with the mods, I'm pretty much just going to go in order of that list. It's in alphabetical order. It just does save like that. So the first mod you use is Apec, and Apec is actually one of the main mods that I use. It's the mod that allows me to change how everything looks. Now, going back from original to Apec, there are some things I like from both of the styles, like, you know, the hearts and how everything's at the bottom. It doesn't take too much screen space, but I also like how all your coins and stuff are laid out with the Apec design. But obviously you can only have one, and I prefer this one over the other. And Apec just allows you basically to change that GUI overlay, pretty much everything. You can physically move anything wherever you want it. So if I do /Apec in the chat, it will bring me open to this bar where you can have what you want to have. You can show XP bar, which will come up here. I don't personally have it, and you just click through, toggle through what you want. I'm not going to go too specific in my things and what I have, because some of these mods have literally hundreds of different things that you can add. I've not gone through all the mods completely myself. If I need something specific from a mod but another mod does it but just not as well, then I'll just get the best mod I can for that thing. It's just some of these mods probably do the same thing about 2, 3, maybe 4 times, and you might go, well, why do you have this mod, and this mod? And it's like, oh, well, this mod does one thing that I want, so I just downloaded the mod for that one thing. So yeah, but I'll quickly go through this one because it's easy to see what I have on and off. And if you click in the top left here, you can customize where all the locations are of everything. Now obviously I've got my coins and things like that here. Anything that is sort of gray, you can move yourself. These things here are like the items that you pick up and discard in your inventory. You've got the date, you've got all of that stuff, and you can reset it if you don't like where anything is. You'll notice that some things I can't move, and they are just from different mods. I've been able to move them in that mod to put them on this sort of bar. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I am kind of in love with this overlay, although I do like the original and I do think it's pretty cool and clean. I just prefer this myself. It has a lot more information on it. I can see a lot more things a lot clearer, and I've used this for a while now. I'm kind of used to it. The second mod you saw is actually an abbreviation for ChatTriggers. ChatTriggers is a secondary mod that allows you to load other mods, for example, Soupy. I'll be 100% transparent here. My stream has helped me so much with these mods and setting them up and what they do. And in the moment, if I forget, they come in clutch because I have a terrible memory. The third mod is Dulkir or Dulkir. I'm sorry if I butcher the pronunciation of these, and that mod is actually really fun. Now you can get to it by doing /Dulkir, and it brings up this configuration here, or if you have a British keyboard with a left and a right shift, if you click the right shift, it brings it up itself. And I use this actually quite a lot because if you go on to HUDs or your animations, you can actually change like your tools. I personally love having my tools look quite smaller and they're on the screen a bit more. I think they look really cool when they are a bit smaller myself. So that's the main reason I got this for the HUDs, so the sizes and stuff. So this is everything that I have right now to make my tool go from regular size to this, but you can also have it huge if you want it huge. A good thing about this mod as well is if you click mods, it will host pretty much all the mods that you have or that are accessible, and you can have them here. So I just press this right shift, I click mods, and then I can access any mod through this mod. So one mod we're going to be checking out later is called NEU, and I can just click this and it brings up all of the things that I can maybe use through this mod. Now I will admit most of the mods I do not do that, I just go through the mod specifically, But if you wanted to use one mod for all of them, then that is one thing you can do with Dulkir. The next mod is Dungeon Rooms, essentially giving you a dungeon map, helping with any puzzles or any solvers or anything secret-wise. Self-explanatory, you set it up and it tells you in chat what to do. I'm not going to go too much in detail with that because I don't do too much dungeons, so it's not something I'm too familiar with. The next mod is Essentials mod, and it is a quality of life mod. I can access my pictures through this. You can invite people if you're playing on like a regular game. You can make a genuine server from it. You can add friends to see who's online, and you can buy like things. So the reason I have like a cool sword on my back, I've got like these lightning things. You see people do like really cool funny dances or whatever. I come here and I don't know the button, I think it's changed, but if you go into options, you go to controls, and there will be an essential one here, emote wheel. Let me change that so I can show you, and you can do emotes. Pow. You can do like a running emote, which is pretty cool, and it puts you in third person view for running. Some emotes you can just like run with it, so it looks pretty cool. But Essentials mod, essentially Essentials mod is a very cool mod. It's a really good quality of life and easy, just Minecraft applicable mod, and again the emotes and things like that are really cool too. The next mod is NEU. The way you get to that is /NEU, and there is a bunch of things on this, and there's just genuinely so many things. The main things I use this for is inventory buttons, so I can, anything with a plus here, I can set a command to that thing, as well as obviously setting the picture of the button. And then once you've set the command, you can like just come out, press E, it'll be there. You click the button and it will basically activate that command. It just saves a bit of time. If I'm in a party, it will warp that party to me. I can check my hotm from anywhere. I have like the visit portal, so I can just click this and then it will visit the portal if I need to collect some cakes or anything like that. I have a warp to the garden, to the forge, anything that I'm using a lot. I can do /trades instead of like doing anything crazy, or the sacks one, so I don't have to come here, click this, click your bag, click your sack of sacks. It's just too many clicks, so I just press this. /sacks, there you go. There's so many commands that you can and do use in Skyblock, so if you find yourself using it, visiting the same people over and over again, save yourself some time and just make some inventory buttons, and they're really good. Slot locking is amazing as well. If you don't want to drop an item or anything like that, you can lock slots with any key that you preference. You've got things like item overlays. Skill overlays are good if you're doing like farming or mining. It will tell you like your mining level, or your farming level and how far you've come. There's so many mods that do these things, and I take a little bit from each mod. To do overlays are great, and you can set it so it only happens if I'm holding tab. Then a to do overlay will pop up at sort of mid right of your screen, so it will tell me, oh, I don't have any cakes right now, I have to do my puzzler today, fetch your commissions. So anytime I'm holding tab, it just tells me my to-do list. Storage GUI, you can change how your storage looks. If you want inventory backpacks, things like that. You can change your GUI in total, so like how this looks. So you can change like the look of all of this stuff. You can get specific mod packs that have that, and you can copy the look of the mod pack. There's honestly so many things on this, and like trying to remember every specific thing I do is hard, so I do apologize. But you've got enchanting solvers, mining stuff, fishing stuff, garden stuff, auction house, skyblock menus, so you can see the menu style, equipment HUD, see what style the equipment looks like. You've got calendar stuff. There's pet overlays that you can have. I used to have a pet overlay on this, but I got a different mod for a pet overlay because I prefer what that mod looks like. Museums, accessory bag overlays, so many things, right? So many things, like profile viewer, what it brings up when you do it. NEU is probably one of the most important mods out there, as well as the search bar, so you can search for anything that you want. If you left click, it will tell you how to make it. If you right click, it will bring up the wiki on the left side of your page and tell you how to get it, what it's done. I say this because I have an alloy. Let's go. So yeah, NEU, probably one of the best mods in terms of just helpfulness, and probably one of the original ones as well, I believe. I don't know, don't quote me on that. Next mod other than that I use is Optifine. Pretty standard in terms of mod stuff. It just gives you a couple extra settings. For example, if I were to go to video settings, it gives you extra stuff that you can do, things like specific of weather or performance that you can do or whatever. It's really good. Some mods need Optifine to work. It's definitely recommended that you get Optifine. The next mod I have is Patcher. Now, I have actually remembered that Patcher is also in another mod. I believe it's in the Skytils mods. I don't know. But Patcher basically... Patcher is... Most of the mods are slash whatever the mod is. But Patcher's mainly just for like the 1.12 farm selection boxes to make it easier to hit the crops. That is pretty much what most people use Patcher for, as far as I'm aware. The next thing is Scrollable Tooltips. If you ever have something that is breaking off your screen, kind of like this Gemstone Gauntlet, Scrollable Tooltips allows you to use your middle mouse scroll wheel to move up and down so you can see what it all says. It's very good, very useful, definitely very, very good. So the next mod I use is Skyblock Extras, and I'll be honest, I got this mod originally for one thing, which is the pets and how they look. I love the way the pet looks, the outline and the movement of it in the circle. If I change it to like a silverfish or something, I think it looks amazing. Obviously you'll have to get a little bit of XP and then it updates to where it is, but I do love the way the pets look in this mod. I also got it for the wardrobe function. Now the wardrobe function is a hit and miss. Some people love it, some people hate it. I love the way that you can see how everything looks, but editing wise I always go here to like change things around just because it's what everyone knows. But I do like the way the wardrobe looks. Now there are plenty of things you can do in SBE. There is so much stuff that you can, you know, have. You can have quality of life stuff, dungeon stuff, pet trackers in general. It's a genuine full-on mod. Some people only use one or two of these mods. I, as I said, pick and choose little things from each mod that I find are the best in that mod, if that makes sense. But that's what I use Skyblock Extra for. Again, if you want to get these mods, the only paid mod out of all this thing is Skyblock Extras, and it does cost around $5 to get. So it is a purchase. But for me, I wanted to spend the money to get it. I definitely didn't need it or didn't have to get it to play or do anything, but you know, I wanted to get those things and I was willing to spend the money to do it, so that is completely on me. The next mod is probably my latest mod to this thing, and it is called Skyhanni. If you do /Skyhanni, you can see here, I actually have an update on this. Nice. So a lot of these mods are really cool because that you can do updates in the mod, which is sick, so I'll do that in a minute. But Skyhanni is definitely what I use for the garden. When I'm on the garden, anything that you see is pretty much just a Skyhanni thing. So you can have icons, yaw and pitch. One good thing Skyhanni does is when I'm holding a tool, it automatically changes the button so that it's not like my mouse click, so I can use two buttons on the same hand or something like that, just to make it a bit easier on myself. It's good for things like showing you how much you're making in an hour. It's good for things like as someone who is really into farming on this game and the garden specifically, it is probably one of the best garden mods I have used. The next one after that is Skytils. Now Skytils is a amazing mod. If you do /ST, it'll bring up Skytils. The main thing I probably use Skytils for is the waypoints. You can edit waypoints, especially in the Crystal Hollows, and I have shared my waypoints with like my Ruby route. If you want to check out my Ruby video on my YouTube page, you can see me going through this and showing you all my Ruby routes. But you can basically pinpoint locations, save them, and then have this like show up every time you're in a certain area. So it's really, really cool. But there's loads of other things you can do on this. There's a dungeon stuff, there's pet stuff, there's Slayer stuff, sounds, which is good. You can take away spam. You can have the different chat tabs, so it only says if you're in a party, only guild only, private message, and all chat sort of here. Sometimes this does bug for me, but most people do have this run pretty well. Another thing I like about it is notifications. If I get a pet drop, it will pop up on my screen saying pet drop. If I get a worm while I'm Scather grinding, it will tell me, oh, there's a worm behind me sort of thing. There is an auto cue as well, but if I've got music on or if I'm talking to chat on a live stream, it's harder for me to hear it, so it just pops up on screen. It's a bit better, but you can set those to anything that you want. And as I said, there's many things that you can do here. Loads of quality of life stuff as well. You'll have to go through each individual thing yourself, see what you like, see what works. The next and last mod that I have is Soupy. So if you do /Soupy in the chat, this is it here. Soupy is a really cool mod. Again, like the other mods, it has so many things. HUD stuff, mining stuff, Slayer stuff, RNG stuff. A really cool thing that Soupy does, you can track your net worth and global statistics and things like that with it. There's a frag bot. I've never used one. I don't know how it works. Again, I don't do dungeons much, but yeah. Soupy also has the dungeon solvers, which is pretty cool. There's bestiary stuff. There's GUIs that are really cool. I don't think I have crazy much enabled on Soupy, I will admit, but it's pretty cool. And special mining when you're chest mining or anything like that, it's really good. You can get like a chest per hour or whatever like that. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Soupy is a decent mod. So again, guys, the main reason I have these mods is if I find myself at a crossroad and I need to do something, I have so many variations of mods now that it's basically like a case of I ask chat, yo, how do I do this thing? And chat go, oh, this mod does it. And then I'm like, okay, I already have that, cool. So yeah, I may only do 1, 2 or 3 things per mod, but the fact to have such a variation allows me for in future to be able to not have to worry about downloading a mod, re-downloading a mod or anything like that. So those are all the mods I have. Are there any you use that I don't? If so, let me know in the comments below. Are there any you're going to try out because of this video? It'd be really informative if you could let me know. And I will probably do an update on these every so often, just in case things change, tastes change, maybe mods will change. So if you want to know about any of that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want to check out any more of my videos within Hypixel Skyblock or anything else, then check out these videos right here.